Hello, good morning. My name is Olutosin Ruth Adebowale. I am a Nigerian. I graduated from Training for Transformation Claremont in 2011. And before that, I was introduced to Training for Transformation by Mercy Kappen, the co-director of Vista in India. I was in India to learn about transformation, and she told me there is an Institute for Transformation in Africa, and that it is situated in Cape Town. That day she promised me that when the admission is out, she will inform me. And when I returned to Nigeria, one fateful day, she sent a letter to me and she said, the application process is on, Claremont, Cape Town, South Africa, and I applied. The visa process was hard, but Mama Ntombi, then the director, she was so much involved with the process. She wanted me to attend at all. I was late, but eventually I joined the team. I was the only Nigerian, the only West African in 2010, 2011. And I am immensely grateful for that opportunity because it changed my life. I've heard about polo when I was in the University of Lagos because I did education. And one of the elective courses then was adult education. So I picked some courses there. That was when I learned about polo frero. Then I thought everything was adult education that Polo Ferro worked on until I got to Training for Transformation. And I realized that Polo Ferro is more than adult education. He was an activist, he was a transformer, and he was a great change maker. And I was like, wow. So I read about Polo just to pass those courses. Now it was opportunity for me to learn about Paulo Ferro's ideology in order to change my world. I took time to learn. I learned from Anne, from Sally, from Mama Ntombi, and from those great facilitators. It was then I knew development work is more than just activities, because activism ends in activism. But for us to make a change, we must take action. After the training, I decided to return to Nigeria to start an organization that will make change happen. One major thing that I took with me from TFT was conscientization. Conscientization. To develop that critical awareness of the world through education. And I began to think deeply about my community, the differences between humans in my community, the awareness that I am a being, a complete human being, that I am a woman does not make me any less than a human. And I began to read because TFT has its own Bible. We were given those books free, TFT and books. So through that critical thinking, through that conscientization, I realized that there is a problem, and this problem needs to be identified. What are the problems? There were numerous problems. I went to Training for Transformation as an abused woman who was trying to heal. But I discovered that I was not just an abused woman, I was an abused child. I was an abused sister. I was an abused daughter. So I had to deal with these problems from the root. Why is it that I had no value? Is it that I had no respect? Why would I walk on this world like somebody who is just a second-class citizen in my own community? Why were we rejected because we were daughters? Why is it that when we become married, we are like a handbag to a man, to a son? Why do I live in a community where everybody keep on looking for a son? Why is this male preference dominant in my community? Why is it that daughters are relegated? Okay, now I do not need anybody's inheritance. But there are many women today who will gladly enjoy their inheritance. So there were so many issues, and I know I am not God. I cannot tackle all these issues. And I decided to pick one. In conscientization, we are to be aware of everything, but we are going to identify a problem and line of action. So I said, okay, I'll go back to Nigeria. I'm going to work with women. That is certain. And I began to think, okay, if I want to work with women, which area? I looked at my life, knew that financially I was at ground zero. And I know that many a time, many women are in this situation. They are not able to move on because they are in ground zero too. I looked at my life, my history, and I saw that there were many occasions in my life where I could have walked out of violence, but I couldn't because of where will I go? Where is the next step? How will I survive? I said, I will concentrate on working with abused women on financial empowerment. And so we started. Conscientization, we must develop a plan for the future. What is that plan? I had to go and start the organization with registration. Mind you, when I went to training for transformation in South Africa, I had no organization. I was just a woman who wanted a solution to my community problem. So we started with registration. And when I started, you won't believe, I named it Transformation Center because I decided I was going to follow that path, the path of transformation, the path of conscientization, the path of critical thinking, the path of dialogue, where I will not continue to live in monologue, where they say women do not have voices. Because I am blessed with a voice. A voice. If God does not want a woman to have a voice, we will come as deaf and dumb. That women can think, that women can speak, that women can learn, that women can acquire knowledge, means that women are equal to any other creature created by God Almighty. So I decided that among many alternatives, I am going to work with women, women facing abuse, women in rural communities, because women in the cities, many times they have opportunities. They have better alternatives. They are well educated. That was why we started our transformation center, Star of Hope Transformation Center for women and girls. And as we began, we started with a small office. My first office, it was just a plastic chair and a plastic table. Both plastic chairs and tables, they were the same. So I will sit on one and place my bag or book on the second table. And many women will come, had nothing to take off. I had no money. One day, eventually, my husband helped me. And we started with training women on tie and dye because I just wanted women to have some money. A woman without money is a woman without voice. Even if it is money to rent a space, money to feed your family, just money to live by, to survive by. So we started in a community in Ibasa, Riverside. It is a village. That was in 2011. And I continue to remain glued to training for transformation. The office in Claremont, I did not leave and shut the door. No, I left. I became handbag to TFT Claremont. I came back to Nigeria to tell people about training for transformation. And by the grace of God, between 2011 and now, I've been able to send more than 10 men to training for transformation in South Africa. And we've been able to train more than 80 in Nigeria. Because during COVID, we stopped traveling to South Africa and we began to organize training in Nigeria, supported by Training for Transformation. So my purpose was to seek humanization of women, a situation whereby a woman is considered a human first. That's in my community. As a girl, you are not a son. Many families prefer a son because We believe that when you have the girl child, she gets married and she goes to her husband's house. So she does not belong to the father's family anymore. The name is changed, the person is changed, she begins to bear children, and many a time they don't come back again. And that is what we pray for, that our daughters will get married and remain in their husband's house and they don't come back again. So people prefer son, because in my tribe, a son is Adekunle. Adekunle is a child that comes and fills the house. Many a times my brothers, they have 2, 3 wives, and those who are enlightened will prefer one. And that wife will give us plenty children that will fill our house. But our daughters, they will go. Even some people will tell their wife, I want you to change your signature because your father's name is reflecting in that signature. As if to bear a father's name is another problem. So I said, it is liberation that seeks humanization of a woman. I love our men. Many of our men, they are great men. They understand this. Many of them have daughters, but some of them, they are not so great like this men. So we started our program. It was little by little, and it has always been free up till today. Started with the community, one community called the Bassa Riverside community, and we began to train women. In no time, some people supported, were able to rent a canopy office, very small office. I call it our canopy office because the canopy is bigger than the office. So we will always stay under the canopy while our table and chair will be inside the office. And as months rolling, we began to expand. Till now, when we started another community in Owo, Ondo State, Ibasa Riverside is in Lagos State. So I had to move to my own birth community, to my village, to start Sister City. So Sister City is an organization that we started under Transformation Center. Sister City is a small village where women and girls can live free of charge. And one thing that I picked again in conscientization is practice. When you look at practice according to Paulo Ferro said, you will act, reflect on your heart. I started with reflection, thinking about how do I go about this? What will be the way out? Which solution is going to give me greatest impact? So I said we are going to work with girls. We reflect, we act, we reflect, we act. With the education and knowledge acquired from training for transformation, we've been able to start another transformation center in Owo. The beautiful part of this is that we are on a land that is more than 1,000 plots. And I continue to work with Training for Transformation South Africa because that is where I have my refreshment. When I want to refresh my head, not just a reflection. Anytime I want to think, anytime I want more knowledge, anytime I want more mentoring, anytime I want more understanding of a particular aspect of my life, I will call TFT office. And the first thing is they will say, hello, Ruth, how are you? Let's talk about your health first before we talk about your work. And Mama Ntombi in Claremont then, she is our mother. All of us, she mothered the mother that mother all of us, as we say in Nigeria. Whatever the problem is, we just go to Ma Ntombi. So, Ma, can I have 5 minutes? She will say you can even have a day. So that was how we started Sister City. We started Sister City. I called her, Ma, I want to start Sister City. She said, I know you will do more. You know, when you don't believe in yourself and there's somebody there pushing you, you can do better than that. And she was even from there, you can still go to another community. So with that conscientization knowledge, to look at the problems first. Then we think about the action. What to do? Who are those involved? Can we call them to have a dialogue with them? A round table. What do we need in this community? What is happening in this state? Girl trafficking is because things are hard. The economy is We are praying. So we started Sister City through this knowledge. And I have been working with graduates of training for transformation in Nigeria. Whatever we want to do, hello, this is what, can we go together? We move together, always. Because if you are a leader and you are the only one with that knowledge, when you die with your knowledge. A great leader is a leader who have many followers who are equally knowledgeable like such a leader. If you are the most intelligent in that room, you are nothing. Work with people who know more than you. You are not God. So in Nigeria, we work as a team. I call them sister me, sister me, sister me. Whatever it is we want to do, I will call. Hello, sister so. I'm in work. Can you join me now? And today in Sister City, we have more than 100 women learning different skills. We have the department of hairdressing. We have the tailoring department. We have the catering department. We have baking. Now we have carpentry. We have cloth weaving now. We are introducing mechanic and plumbing departments. And everything is free. It's a 2-year program. It is residential. We work with 24 hours on solar. We have water 24 hours. And every room is furnished for orphans and vulnerable girls. And when these young ones graduate, we give them every equipment needed to take off. And we pay their rent for 1 year. When we started this program, I knew it's not going to be easy. Already we are running a food bank in Lagos and in Ondo State. One day I told Ma'am Tombi about the food bank, and she said, what a beautiful idea. They told Sally. Sally said it would have been better if she has a farm. That was how we bought those acres of land and we began to farm, to plant cassava, to plant yam, to plant maize, to plant plantain. Wow! Adjacent to Sister City. After the farm, we sat down again to reflect and to act. And then we built the Olutosin farm foods. And in this factory, we produce gari from cassava, we produce plantain flour from our plantain, we produce pepper powder, we produce different type of things by ourselves. And now we want to go commercial. It's under registration with NEDBANK in Nigeria. So it is not just, in training for transformation, I learned that it is not just about learning. It is not just about going to this school or getting this education. It is about what we use, what we learn to do. After education, what next? After acquiring that training, what next? That is why I came back to Nigeria and I started Transformation Center Nigeria. Every day, with the knowledge we have, we can make change happen. Change our world. We may not change the whole world, but we can change our own reality. We can change our community. We can help other women, other men, other boys, other girls to change their lives because we have the capacity to change. Pharaoh said, activism without action is mere barbarism. When we act, we make plans to make change happen. And when change happens, it is not about us alone. It is about many, many people. And don't forget, many of the things we are building today we learn from generation to generation. They will remain from generation to generation. Look at Harvard University, they say it's more than 100 years. Somebody started. If we don't start, it will not take off. Cannot come down to build centers for us. Cannot come down to change people for us. We are going to look at our environment, that awareness, that critical thinking, that critical conscientization, that critical consciousness to say, yes, there must be change. And that change starts with me. That's what we learn in training for transformation, the Olon. And you see the ripple effect, just a drop of water, the ripple effect. Just imagine if I was rejected from TFT in 2010 and they said she's poor. She cannot pay for registration. She cannot pay for the program. She cannot do this. Imagine what Nigeria will be losing today. I will not change the world. I will not change thousands and millions of people. But the few people that I am opportune to meet, they will enjoy genuine transformation. They will enjoy genuine transformation. So going to training for transformation, attending it changed my life. It changed my family. It changed the way I think. It changed my community. It changed the girls that are meeting me and that will continue to meet me. In our organization, we have scholarship for orphans. More than 50 that will pay their school fees. Some for the past 12, 13 years we started, they are in the university now. We have a food bank where we support old women and widows with food, and we give food with dignity. Many women are surviving because of this constant support. We have women who do not have children, they are childless. They are on our monthly stipend. Some 50,000 naira per month, some 40,000 naira per month, with the support of my sisters. Everything I do, everything I am doing, everything I have done is supported by my sisters. Many of these sisters have never met them in my life, but they trust me. They believe that when I say transformation, it is the path of honesty, truthfulness, the path of love, the path of humanity. So as I speak, some men are working in the farm, some are in the factory, some girls are learning because of this transformational support. Many orphans, they are on monthly stipend. They are learning work for free. They have free stipend. They have free food. They have free accommodation. They have free training. And already we have their equipment already. This July, 20 young women will be graduating. All their equipment is well set, supported by my sister. And most of my friends, they remain anonymous because it is not about them. It is about the transformation they want to happen in the lives of women and girls in Nigeria, in my community, in our communities. So I will encourage other young women to do this path of transformation. You need is that self-awareness, that conscientization. Sit down, look at the material world around you. Why is it like this? And then you can say we can create another world. What is possible? Why not? Can do it. Why not me? You have the brain. And when you place your finger under your nose, it is warm. You are alive. When you have the brain, when you are alive, when you can move, you can do it. And the world is waiting for your manifestation. If I were to look at my bank account, I will never engage in transformation. I did not even have a bank account when I joined training for transformation. I didn't. I did not. I did not have a dime to my name, but I had this belief in me that things can be different in my community. And I knew that I must learn. In Ibasa, the young girls there, they call me mommy learning, mommy learning. I always tell everybody, learn. Even if you are not educated, if you cannot read or write, you can still learn something that can change your life. As long as you are alive, as long as you are breathing, as long as you have the brain, you can change things for yourself. You can change things for your community. You can change things for your world. It doesn't have to be great or mighty things. No. Start small, small. Somebody talked to me about transformation. Just imagine if that is the only thing that person achieved, it is enough. There are many people we are going to help in their transformation journey that they will become great and mighty. And they will look back and say, wow, if not because of what she did for me. So it is not just about you. It is not just about what you as a person can do. No. In training for transformation, we are to come together as a movement, as a community. Only few people can make change happen. Few people. Whatever it is, just like an ant. One ant cannot carry one sugar. But when you look at a ant, you look at ants in their community. Millions of ants, they can swim across the ocean. When they come together, there is nothing they cannot do. Also, you as a person may not be able to make change happen. But when you come together, the synergy created, the energy created, the belief in one another, you can make change happen. Real people coming together, they can do great things. Don't say, I don't have the power. It is only me. I can't even feed myself. Start somewhere. Move together. Learn. Take out time. Don't die. Don't allow your dream to die. I always tell people my quest for knowledge pushed me to learn so many things, and it has pushed me to know so many people who helped me in my journey of transformation and in the journey of helping others to transform themselves. So I am using this opportunity to implore you as a person to join transformation. Training for transformation is one of the best courses that has been introduced to mankind. When I look at training for transformation today, when I see those people who have passed through the learning, the training, they are people that I can trust. I can go back to sleep and close my eye that if I die today, transformation will continue on earth. This is why we are here. We are alive to transform the world. We are alive to help others to transform their lives because nobody can transform anybody. No, it's a personal journey. It's a personal decision that people take and say, I want transformation to take place in my life. You cannot say, I want to transform your life. If you give somebody 1 million naira and the person can only maintain 10,000 naira until that 1 million naira reduce to 10,000 because that person will adjust at that level. So we must transform our lives. We must empower ourselves. We must help others too to transform their lives and help them through empowerment. Empowerment, someone said, empowerment is when you give somebody everything they need to succeed in life. Training for transformation will give you everything you need to succeed. Just be ready, be focused, take that decision today. Take that step that I want to transform my life and I want to join others in this movement where we help people who are in the journey of transformation to transform their lives. If we don't act, nothing will happen. If we don't push, nothing is going to move. So we have to wake up, get up, stand up, make it happen in our communities. Many of the world leaders today, they are nothing to write home about. They are nothing to write home about. But you as an individual, you can change your community. You can change your life. You can change your family. You can change your state. You can change your nation. And as you do that, you are changing your reality. You are rewriting your history. You are rewriting your reality. And you are helping others who are looking at you to make that decision to change their reality, to rewrite their history. I always say that Paulo Freire is not well celebrated in the world. We celebrate Paulo more than Paulo's community in Brazil. Paulo Freire, his ideology is what should be studied. It's what should be introduced to every school because it is not just about education, it is also about activism and development. Theory remains forever. It is up to us, it is up to you to say, yes, yes, I want to apply this. Yes, nobody is empty. Yes, we cannot continue with bank approach. Yes, we must listen, we must dialogue. It doesn't have to be monologue. Somebody does not have to come all time to announce a decision to us. Let's we come together and we say, yes, we did this together. That is when genuine change can happen. Welcome to change, because it is only change that can change the world. Genuine transformation from people who are informed, who are ready to change the world.